So hi Stephen, today is Friday, and it's Casual Friday. Wear short sleeves, my favorite Friday of the week. Anyway, so it's Casual Friday, and I'm making a video. So you asked to hear my daily routine, so that's what you're gonna get, the daily routine of a Casual Friday. So here we go. Okay, so I did you the favor of leaving out the whole waking up and getting a shower, getting dressed, and shaving kind of thing. That's pretty much typical. So I have a couple minutes, 20 minutes or so before I have to go to work, and I'm gonna have a smoothie and make some eggs. So pretty excited today. We got pina colada juice, and I'm gonna make a pina colada smoothie for breakfast. Running a little low on fruit though. We go shopping on Saturdays, and today is Friday, so this isn't gonna be. There's not going to be a lot of ingredients in this. I was going to have eggs this morning, but I looked at the state of the dishes and thought maybe I better just have toast with my smoothie. I literally did not make it out of the apartment building before somebody stopped me with the problem. Their phone just wasn't connected to the Wi-Fi. So I fixed that, and now I'm walking over here to work. Yeah. So I'm here, usually greet half a dozen people again before I actually make it to my office. And then I get here and I set up my laptop and equipment for the day. Okay, so normally once I get everything set up, I'll sit down and check my email. I think I now own 7 or 8 Gmail accounts, but I only have to check 4 on a regular basis. So no, I would pull up my email, but in the time between me setting up my computer and starting to video this talking to you, somebody came in with the printer jam. So I went and fixed the printer jam and came back. Now I'm going to check my email. So I almost fixed checking my email, and somebody came in because they couldn't get their MacBook to connect to the TV for their meeting. But they had the source set on the wrong thing. So that's fixed. Back to checking. So I finished checking my email, and there was really no emergencies. A couple little things about a bank account, and John Sobel emailed me, so I wrote back about those. And now I'm gonna settle down and look at my Trello list. Trello is like a Scrum board to-do list thing. It's got like some social media and stuff included, but anyway, the team here used it before I got here, and so they just hooked me up. And it's basically got this huge, massive pages and pages of to-do lists. So I'm going to look at that and see if there's anything pressing on there. I usually update the tasks right on there as I'm doing them, so that Jeremy back in the States can see what's going on. But let me show you that. So here's Trello. You can see I've got no shortage of things on my to-do list. And it just goes on and on. And on and on. And on and on. And on. And on. So anyway, it's a great program. You can pull it up and write notes about individual things and labels and stickers and keep track of what you've worked on, what you haven't worked on. So today though, I already know what my big job is, and that is working on LAN video chat. So our internet here is not very good, and we have a lot of users, and so our bandwidth tends to be choked a lot of the time. Jeremy asked me to look into getting a local area network only video chat set up, which means everybody on campus can video chat with everybody else on campus without using the internet. Because if you Skype somebody else on campus, it goes out to the server and then back, eating up bandwidth in both directions. Not pretty. So I've already spent a lot of hours researching it, and I think I'm starting to get a handle on the best way to do it. And I'm going to have to set up a server here on campus. We have an old busted PC in the background there that I built that we're using as a server for a couple different things. But so I spent probably 4 or 5 hours yesterday setting up that server and learning about it and reading, because it's not very well documented. It's an open source software called OpenFire that's meant to be a collaboration server, and one of those things that it does is chat. And I've got text chat working, but I haven't figured out how to get the video chat clients to hook up to it yet. So that is my goal of the day. If I can get that figured out, I will be a happy, happy person. So I got a little sidetracked from my one and only sacred mission to submit the budget request for the November. I've been working on this for a couple days, and basically Jeremy did a fiscal year budget for starting in October 2016 through November of 2017, or September of 2017. Anyway, so he did a fiscal year budget, and he put like all the things he wanted, and that was approved. And the way a lot of these organizations do this is they forecast budgets. So he puts in that he wants to buy in the month of November, he wants $1,000 for this project and $500 for that project, and so on and so forth. So he puts all these things in, and then when it actually comes to November, you can then tweak this stuff and maybe change it or buy something different or whatever. So for instance, this month we want to do this big security lights upgrade. So he had in there $1,000 for chair guards, like rails to go on the wall so your chair doesn't hit the wall. And so I took that out and put the lights in instead because they're significantly more important. And maybe we'll buy chair rails later. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, so it's just a spreadsheet and put it together and figure stuff out and put in the exchange rates. It's not time consuming. It's a lot for me to figure out since I'm just getting here, like what I need to do and how much stuff costs and that kind of thing. But that's a pretty small part of my job overall. So anyway, I finished it and emailed it because it's almost November. So hi Stephen, it's 10 o'clock, and here in Kenya 10 o'clock means tea time. So we're gonna go and have a tea break. I'll take you along. And this is tea break. And we sit around and have tea. So tea time is almost over. Usually lasts about 25 minutes or so. I usually come late, so maybe not quite that long. Anyway, so during tea time, we had a conversation about how long I'm staying here. We had a conversation about where somebody's going to church this weekend. I talked to one guy about his tablet. I just looked at another guy's phone. And then one more guy wants me to figure out how much a new battery for his camera would cost. Usually I have a cup or two of tea, and sometimes they have snacks. People make like peanut butter sandwiches, that kind of thing, and sometimes they have like fried dough or cake or that kind of thing, but usually I just have tea. And then after that, it's back to work. So I got back from tea time, and I've been digging into that whole chat server thing, and I just cannot get the client that I want to use. It's called Jitsi, Jitsi. I cannot get it to connect to my server for the life of me. I've got another client that connects fine, but it's text only. It's got to be video. So I pretty much, and then I tried installing the server on a different computer. I tried connecting to the server from the client on the same computer, and that won't even work. So I don't know what the deal is with that. So I found a different client, and I'm going to try that and see how that goes. Also, I fixed like 2 more printers today. And I just had somebody come in and ask me how to print Excel spreadsheets so that all the columns fit on the page. So it's 1 o'clock. Today is a lunch at home day. A couple days a week I come home for lunch, and the rest of the time Sarah and Ezra go to the cafeteria. We have lunch together over there. So it's 1, and I have our lunch break. So it's now 3 o'clock, and after working at this all day yesterday and all day today, I have finally got a functional local area network video chat system running. I've tried at least half a dozen different servers and easily that many clients, and it's just been a nightmare. There's no documentation, you just have to figure out all your stuff. I finally got it working, and I'm going to show you how fast it is. Okay, so look at the lag on this. I think you can see. No, you can't. My arm's in the way. See? There's like practically no latency. So that computer is showing the camera from this one. Look at that. Isn't that glorious? Yeah. Made my day. So, after much trials and tribulations, I have gotten that working, the chat server, and I've tested it now on 3 separate computers, PC and Mac, and it works, and I've got the setup thing squared away. The only problem is it requires a 64-bit PC to run, or a Mac that's running OS X 10.8 or later. And the PC that I have set up as our server to do that kind of thing is the 32-bit. So right now I've been running the server on my laptop. So we'll need to scare up a 64-bit PC or a newer Mac that we can leave running all the time to run the server. But it just is like a process that runs in the background, so that shouldn't be too hard. Anyway, I've also fixed several people's phones and somebody's webcam and something else in the meantime. I don't really have time to take a video of every single thing that I fix, but anyway, yeah, it's now 3:49. I've been working on this server thing, this chat thing, all day. It's fun, but it's also like, it's been too long. I think I've spent 20 some hours on this problem, and maybe nobody will ever use it, I don't know, but anyway, it was on my to-do list, and it's done. So I will proceed with the testing. So after much trials and tribulations, I have gotten that working, the chat server, and I've tested it now on 3 separate computers, PC and Mac, and it works, and I've got the setup thing squared away. The only problem is it requires a 64-bit PC to run, or a Mac that's running OS X 10.8 or later. And the PC that I have set up as our server to do that kind of thing is the 32-bit. So right now I've been running the server on my laptop. So we'll need to scare up a 64-bit PC or a newer Mac that we can leave running all the time to run the server. But it just is like a process that runs in the background, so that shouldn't be too hard. Anyway, I've also fixed several people's phones and somebody's webcam and something else in the meantime. I don't really have time to take a video of every single thing that I fix, but anyway, yeah, it's now 3:49. I've been working on this server thing, this chat thing, all day. It's fun, but it's also like, it's been too long. I think I've spent 20 some hours on this problem, and maybe nobody will ever use it, I don't know, but anyway, it was on my to-do list, and it's done. So I will proceed with the testing. Your sock is boxing?
This morning we're gonna have poofy pancake
I'm up.
and a delicious caramel sauce.
Play some more.